Welcome back, guys. We are here with the losers bracket now. This is the HearthStone
Inven
yeah,
tournament.
it's the HearthStone Inven tournament, HIT, and it is brought to you by Hot6. Hot6, awesome guys. They actually sponsor a whole lot of different esports, and really glad that they are a part of this production as well. So we obviously just before got to see Transit versus Lojum. It went all the way to set number 5, where Lojum went ahead and won it.
We thought that Transit had it.
I did too.
Right?
Okay, so question for you, because I know you know the players and you've played against them. Had Transit had a better starting hand in games 4 and 5?
I think the first time that he was playing the Nizath Hillidan, he actually had a pretty decent hand, but just the way he played was very hopeful, and that's why it didn't work out for him. But let's move on to the new players for this match.
He's also a part of Team Sunbi. This is taeng2. We saw him play yesterday. He's the one who lost to Lojum, but now he is trying to win his way back into a possible spot over in the semifinals. This guy also, win rate is very high. He definitely has a couple of first place wins under his belt. Definitely not new to the HearthStone community. But on the other side here, this is Kairan. He's on Team Reaper. If you look at his qualifying history, it's all pretty much from here.
Yeah, this is the first LAN event that he's doing. I don't think he has participated in a lot of online tournaments either. I've never met this guy on ladder, and I pretty much meet everyone that's famous on ladder. So I'm really surprised that he even made it this far, but he is at the losers bracket right now. But this is a double elimination, so he gets the last chance before making it to top 4 of HID.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Again, he's the player who has lost to Transit yesterday, and here he is today. Definitely the underdog.
So you talked about how you're always rooting for the underdog.
I
So
am.
are you rooting for Kairan again today?
I think I am.
Yeah?
I want to see what kind of decks he brings to the table. It looks like, though, I'm with the other 34% of the Inven community. I'm going to give this to the fact that taeng2 is on Team Sunbi.
I agree with you, and the fact that taeng2 has been a very popular Paladin player from World of Warcraft back in the days, that helps too.
That definitely helps when you have the fan vote like this. But you know what? Best of luck to both of the players. As we know, Hearthstone not only is it a skill game, but it's definitely a luck-based game as well. I'm not going to say that's completely, but let's take a look here at the ban picks. They've both again gotten rid of the warrior. Why is all the players getting rid of the warrior decks?
I guess people are just bringing decks that are very aggressive, and Druid nowadays, they don't do very well against warrior because they always lack in the finishing damage after the wombo combo is gone. The Force of Nature and Savage Roar. Usually it's just Cthulhu, or a lot of times people are not even running Cthulhu Druid. They're doing more of the token Druid with maybe a touch of Yoxaron or Malygos, as Togok did in the round of 16.
Okay. I just find it interesting. Like all the warrior decks, I'll take a look at it, and then everyone bans it out. So interesting to see. Also interesting to see is that they both picked the same decks. So we could get a potential mirror matchup. Shaman, Druid, Warlock seems to be the hot commodities right now.
And from what we have seen so far, it seems like we're going to see a lot of the Smork decks in this match as well. I mean, Transit tried with Hillidan, it didn't work out for him. So I guess maybe it's just telling to the other players that, hey, maybe we should not bring the control decks anymore. Maybe it's just better to just sweep the board turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and get that tempo ASAP.
Yeah, I gotta say, it makes things a lot more interesting. I mean, as a viewer and as someone who's just really following the games, it makes it a lot more fun when turn 1, turn 2, you just see like action packed from the beginning, you know?
Also gives a lot of frustration to the oldies.
Fair enough. It looks like they are going to be ready though, and we're gonna head into game number 1 very shortly. We're waiting for the Korean casters, but
they're talking a lot.
Yes, they haven't decided yet. I don't think they've decided yet exactly what the matchup is going to be for game 1. But as soon as we flip over to that side, we will be able to tell you guys. And
yeah, and I think the players are finally ready. So let's move on to the first game. I have to say, I love that pseudo wink from the innkeeper.
I do too.
Before every match.
There's something very endearing about it, you know? All right, so let's take a look here at the first draw of the cards.
So this seems to be Zulak versus Token Druid, and the fact that Kairan is running the Wisp of the Old Gods makes me think that this could be a Yaxaron Druid as well.
Okay.
We'll have to see what
Yeah.
he has in the rest of his deck. Yeah, I really like keeping the swipe against Warlock. So far, we have only seen Zulak and the super aggressive charged Warlock, so it might be a good idea to keep the swipe.
All right, Taeng2 with the Warlock. I'm trying to organize my notes here, guys. Here we go. Oh, that's a pretty good mulligan on Taeng2's end.
Yeah, he can start this game very aggressively.
Yeah.
The only thing
two
that,
Voidwalkers.
Yeah, the only thing that punishes him is the living roots, so that's why he's starting with Voidwalker. It's not a bad play, especially given that he has Dire Alpha Wolf to kill off whatever comes out.
All right, Voidwalker to start, and we've got the Imp. Oh, two of them.
Yep. I really like this play from Taeng2. He's very determined. Onyxia, so I guess this is similar to what Sixto has been running at ladder. It's a Token Druid. Maybe with one copy of Savage Roar, I'm not sure. It actually has two copies of Savage
there's
Roar.
two Savage Roar in this deck. All right, wow, very aggressive start by Taeng2. This is kind of what we saw from him yesterday as well.
Yeah, and although the swipe, I do still think it's a good hit, but it's not going to do much against this board. Taeng2 has some amazing hand until turn 3, and then now it's getting a little tricky.
It's all right, I'm sure he'll be... If he could just hold on to these cards here. RNGesus has been very good for it
damage at
today.
hand already for, what is that, 7 mana?
That is
You
scary.
could argue
Yeah.
using a Soulfire here to have a very strong board. He's gonna tap first. Oh, only if that Gormo was just there
yeah.
before the tap.
Came a little too late.
Now you don't really want to use Soulfire anymore because you don't want to lose any of the cards you have.
Yeah, I think at this point... I think he should just pass his turn.
I guess that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
I think you should kill the 2/2 slime.
No,
Okay.
he's just going to go all face right here.
Oh, he
no,
does
never mind. He
decide
does
to
use it.
Soulfire.
Was that a good trade? All right, so on Kairan's side, this is our underdog here, the inexperienced Kairan who's new to the scene.
This is still not a very clean swipe, but
No.
I think maybe Kairan is even gonna innervate out the Fatal Rage. But it doesn't really do anything because it's only killing one Voidwalker. Yeah, it's not worth doing it.
Yeah. That was an interesting choice. Kairan just wants to minimize his damage as much as possible here, and back to Taeng2.
I like just playing the Gormuk the Impaler, or you could even tap and play Knife Juggler. That's not a bad choice either.
No, I think Gormuk here. Yeah, you're right. I think that
Yeah,
might
it's
be
just
the
a
better.
4/4 body. You just saw the swipe coming down, so it's going to be very difficult for the Druid to actually deal with the Gormuk. I mean, we know that Kairan has Fair Rage at hand, but if he does decide to use that, then he's taking an extra 4 damage and leaving the Flame Imp up.
Oh, Kairan already down to 10 health, though.
Let's go face with that 1 damage. Every damage matters at this point.
I think so, too.
Yeah, especially with the PO at hand.
Does he go face? Yes, he does. And how does Kairan respond to this?
Oh, that's not bad, I guess. I guess you could use Vandrel and coin out the Pharaoh Rage to get that extra 8 armor, which is very sweet. and kill the Gormag Impaler.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. And now that Taeng2 has discarded his Leroy, he might have some trouble finding enough damage for this druid.
I do worry for Kairan. This doesn't seem to be a very good first game here.
And Fandral is always a very scary minion to leave on the board. It can do so much more with when the druid has something like Living Roots, another Pharaoh Rage, even Wrath. So Taeng2 might actually even use the PO to kill off this Fandral. But with the Leroy gone, I don't know which that is the best scenario.
All right, so he coins Sea Giant. Don't even know if it'll get to that point.
I guess
that councilman.
Taeng2 is going to trade. Yeah, I agree with this play. We know that Kairan doesn't have any spell at hand. Wow! It's almost lethal.
That's super lucky.
I mean, yes, the Sea Giants can come down, but who cares? But actually, with the Knife Juggler, this is so confusing. Let's do this.
Well, let's do the math here. Yeah. Taeng2 right now, he's just going to Hero Power, see what other cards he can get. He gets a Dark Peddler.
So the Onyxia in the face from Kairan represents 13 damage right now. So he just needs 3 more minions to stay on board to get lethal.
Okay, with this Knife Juggler, gonna go ahead and use that Sea Giant. Just trying to be very safe right now.
Isn't this just lethal? Because he can't kill more than... Well, actually... Yeah, he's always gonna leave at least 3 minions on the board. So... I think this is lethal, if my math is correct.
All right, Kairan. Let's see what you've got.
It's
He's
very
gonna
lethal.
go ahead and use it.
I think he overkills by about like 5 damage.
He overkills by 2.
By 5 because he didn't use Hero Power.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I will not. I will not question your math ever again. But yeah, wow, Kieran. You know, I was saying it seemed very advantageous for Taeng2 in the beginning.
Yeah,
he
that
started
seemed
off
like a very dire situation for Kairan.
Yeah, he started off really, really strong, and then towards the end with that Onyxia. Wow,
Onyxia Savage Roar. It's the new finisher for the Druid because we have the Force of Nature and Savage Roar combo gun. The new combo is here.
Man, I never liked playing against Druids, but now even more so. Like every round, every turn, I'm just gonna be on my toes now.
So you don't want to play Onyxia and Savage Roar in ladder and deal like 25 damage at once? It's going to be so much fun.
It's playing against Druids. That's super scary. Wow. Okay. So really aggressive start by Taeng2. Thought that he had the advantage there, and then all of a sudden it just switched right around.
Yeah, that Gormag the Impaler that he got from turn 4 life tap, that was a game changer.
Yeah.
Only if he had that at the beginning of turn 4 instead of getting it from the life tap.
Yeah.
It could have been so easy, but just never happened that way.
It's just very unfortunate. Again, that is the game of Hearthstone. You can play as well as you can, but sometimes it is very, you know, and it's the worst when you get that card that you need, like right after you need it. You know what I mean?
Always get it in the next game too.
Oh gosh. All right, guys. Well, here we go. We're gonna go straight into game number 2, and let's take a look at their decks. Oh wow, they've already done the mulligans and everything.
So it's going to be a Zoom mirror. So the key thing in this matchup is to have as many minions on board as possible. We have seen Sea Giant from Taeng2, so Kairan has to keep that in mind. I wonder if Kairan is running Sea Giant in his deck.
Yes, they both are.
All right, so it's gonna be coming down to whoever puts the Sea Giant on the board first.
Interesting. Who gets it first? All right. Well, Taeng2 here, he knows that he went super aggressive last time. Oh,
Wow,
he doesn't
holds
even
on to the coin.
He held onto the coin. He didn't even use his Voidwalker.
Well, you don't want to play Voidwalker against Flamin because then it's a free trade. But I'm a little surprised that he didn't drop any of the 2-drops here. Now it's even more awkward to use a Councilman. So Taeng2 actually decides to use a Voidwalker and use the Dire Alpha Wolf.
Alright, buffing up that Voidwalker.
That actually makes you feel good that the juggle in phase because you had to trade everything anyway, so it might as well just go to phase and deal that 1 extra damage. This is the one time you're not salty seeing that juggle go face.
Alright, so we got the Darkshire Councilman. I always want to say Darkshire, and I know that's wrong. And then going to follow it up with his own. He's just going to stick that out there onto the board.
Yeah, I really like this line of play from Kairan. He even makes the 1 attack and buff up the Councilman and drops the taunt to make sure that his Councilman stays alive against his opponents.
Yeah. That was actually really smart.
Yeah, that was very smart.
Taeng2, on turn 4. Oh, there's Gormak that he needed earlier.
Yep, that's never going to get any value from Taeng2's side from what we can see. What do you do here?
I mean, you Knife Juggler and Alpha Wolf.
It's always scary to play Knife Juggler when the opponent has Imp Game Boss on the field. And every time the juggle hits the Imp Game Boss, it's actually going to buff up the Councilman at the same time. But he is going to go for it. Wow, this is so risky. So I guess Taeng2 is being very hopeful and wanting this juggle to hit something like the 1/1 Imp.
Yep, there we go. He does use the Alpha. Ooh.
That was actually the best juggle you can get.
That's exactly what Taeng2 was hoping for, and he got it. All right, do we throw out another Imp out there?
Yeah, definitely. The Imp Gang boss is so great against the mirror match. And you can even kill this Councilman. It is a bummer that you're leaving the Knife Juggler up. Actually, it might even be better to kill the Knife Juggler because the Darkshire Councilman, yes, it is a scary minion, but it's only gonna be at 2 HP, whereas the Knife Juggler, it can get extreme value when used with synergy with, what's the card? Forbidden Ritual or extra minions. Yeah, I agree with this line of play.
Yes, there we go. We've got 2 gang bosses out there.
Is it time for the Sea Giant?
Turn 5. Yeah, do we play?
I think Taeng2 really wants to see something like Forbidden Ritual and set up for that Gormag Impaler, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to get full value out of it, especially against these Imp Game bosses. They are so tricky to deal with. I don't know how Taeng2 can regain control of the board at this state.
At the same time, if he doesn't do, if he goes with... I would say he's going to go with the Gormuk and then the Possessed Villager. Well, one of them is right. Possessed Villager. Oh, and the Gormuk. Yeah, it didn't really seem like he had much of a choice. He wants to get cards out there on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, and another Darkshire Councilman.
And very good placement of the minions from Kairan. So this guy plays a lot of Zeo Letter, I can tell that.
Definitely knows what he's doing here, and
wow.
I feel like it's really unfortunate. Taeng2 threw out Gorman, and he had to get cards out on the board, but immediately get them disposed of.
Yeah, and just the fact that Kairan is trading everything to make sure that Taeng2 does not have any way to come back. I think Taeng2 might even surrender at this point. He is sitting at 24 HP, but I don't see how he can come back from this board.
I agree with you. I mean, next round, what is this? That's 14 damage in one go. If
I mean, Taeng2
Taeng2.
might wait one more turn just in case he top decks Forbidden Ritual and use it with Knife Juggler, but other than that, I don't see how he can have a comeback.
All right, well, down to 21. Currently now, Kairan can just, hit him in the face for 14 as of now.
Yeah, and the Craze Alchemist is a really good... It gets a really good value here. You can trade it with the 2-1 in. And you don't even have to kill the Flame in, but Kairan just taking the safest approach here.
Oof.
Yeah, he already has lethal on board. He's
Yep,
like, well, why not trade?
There's not much really Taeng2 can do. Yeah, this is pretty much it.
Yep, and no sign of Forbidden Ritual from Taeng2's side either. Oh, that Siege is so late to the party. So Taeng2's gonna see what card he was gonna get from the Dirt Peddler.
Yeah, but I don't think anything's gonna be able to save him at this point. And he knows that. Taeng2, wow, 2-0 very quickly too. Kairan is definitely the underdog here, but playing like a very seasoned veteran and doesn't even seem fazed by it.
Exactly. Kairan was defeated by a Transit yesterday, 0-3. But today, maybe he's going to be the one who's going to give 3-0 to Taeng2 instead.
I can't believe that. Taeng2, again, like you said, very famous in the community already, has a lot of fans. The fans are probably watching right now, just wondering what is going on.
I'm sure the fans are just disappointed that Taeng2 didn't bring Paladin.
That could have gotten banned out right away, though. You don't know.
Oh, like a respect ban
Yeah.
from Taeng2? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, so that mirror matchup, I really like mirror matchups. I think it's interesting to see how the players kind of use the same cards but in different ways, and it just shows the creativity of the players. But yeah, here we go. I think we're going to go ahead into game number 3. And Kairan, if he wins this, that's it. He gets to play against Transit, I believe.
Transit. Another mirror match.
Another mirror matchup. It's Druids.
Thrall, actually. So Shaman.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shamans. Shaman and Druids.
So Taeng2 looks like he's playing a more aggressive version, looking at the Abusive Surgeon and Lava Burst, whereas Kairan is playing more of a mid-rangey Shaman. I mean, we can never be sure with the Shaman in the current state.
Yeah. Let's see, all right, starts off there already.
Wow, this is a really good starting hand from Kairan.
Rock Fighter from the beginning.
Yeah, he could have waited a turn and used that Flame Totem to kill the Tunnel Troll next turn, but he doesn't want to take that risk.
He just wants to get rid of it right away. Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, Kairan just getting very, very good draws here.
Yeah, he is setting up for maybe Flame Totem. He could even use Tunnel Truck and Rock Biter Weapon next turn. He has answer to everything.
Okay, but how does Taeng2 answer? That's the question right now. He obviously knows he's down 2 games. This is the one that super matters. If he loses this, he's done. And by the look on his face right now, you can tell he's really taking every decision very seriously.
Taeng2 might have to use a Lava Burst to the Totem Golem. Because if he plays Tunnel Truck, it's just a free trade. And that's not going to do anything. I think you might have to use the Lava Burst here.
Oh, gosh.
And hope that Kairan does not have any follow-up plays. Yeah, the Tunnel Stroke Hero Power doesn't really do anything. Neither does Abusive Surgeon and Hero Power.
No, there's no real impact in that. So
wow,
but
he's just gonna hold on to everything.
Yeah. And that totem really doesn't do him much favors right now either. It heals itself.
Wow, I don't know about that play because now you're giving Kairan a lot of room to play this Flank Totem. You're just giving this mid-range Shaman a lot of time to respond to everything and set up his own board.
Where is that super aggressive Taeng2 that we saw earlier, huh?
I know, and looking at Taeng2's deck list, he doesn't even run any of the AoE cards like Elemental Destruction, so he has almost zero chance that he's going to have a comeback from this. So now Taeng2 decides to drop the Lava Burst.
maybe he should have done it earlier. But here's another totem. Oh, Stone Scale gets the buff 2.
Yeah, and Kairan doesn't care about this rock fighter weapon. He's just gonna use it and save his board as much as possible. I agree with this line of playing. I mean, Taeng could use his lightning bolt, but
he could. It's just every round so far, whatever he puts on this board, Kairan has had an answer for and has just been clearing him out. Taeng really needs to do something to have the upper hand, but looking at his cards,
yeah, I mean, he has to use a lightning bolt, and next turn he can equip the Doom Hammer and start hammering down. But I don't know, man. Wow,
I love that card.
As soon as Kairan sees Flame with Faceless, he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna play this card." So I guess this is more of a hybrid between aggro mid-range Shaman that Kairan brought with the Flame with Faceless. We don't see this card a lot in the mid-range Shaman, but he is running the Valiant bluff also. So looking at that, it's more of a hybrid.
Well, this hybrid is definitely working out for him, and he's drawing exactly the cards he needs. Taeng right now, yeah, I guess Doomhammer would be the best option here.
Yeah, but you're still not dealing with the 7/7 body on the board. I think this game is pretty much GG.
Taeng definitely wants to salvage something here. Totem and then, thing from below.
It's a taunt.
Kind of saves him a little bit. Yeah, it's something.
But really, that hand from Taeng, he has double deliver.
But yeah, he's just going to go ahead, AoE. And all that's going to be left is the thing from below.
Yeah, it's really important how much damage. Okay, never mind. Wow. He even gets 3 damage to thing from below. It's a clean kill with not having to sacrifice his Tunnel Trog.
All right, Taeng.
That's that.
Yeah.
Even Taunt doesn't save him. Look at that urgent square from Kairan. It was there from turn 1.
He's just been sitting there. But Kairan just feeling, you can tell he's feeling very confident. He knows he's got this, and the sigh of relief. Look at that cocky nod to the camera. I love it. I absolutely love it. This guy is new to the scene and still wrecking faces. He's just like cutting down people who have been around for quite some time with a lot more experience than him. I think we are on the verge of seeing a new superstar.
Yeah, and I think it's super important that Kairan gets to 3-0 his opponent here, because he's the one who got 0-3 yesterday, and it really boosts his confidence, especially as a newbie. So I think he actually has a pretty good chance making it to the top 4 of hit.
I think so too. So in this series here, did Taeng do anything wrong that you saw, or do you just think?
I don't think
he just got very. I don't want to say unlucky again, but
well, I don't think there was a lot that Taeng could have done. Maybe using the lava burst to turn earlier, but the mid-range shaman this is what they do when they have the god hands, and they can just answer the aggro shaman's board very effectively, especially because they do run that AoE card.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and see. We're not having an interview today with Kairan. I think Kairan's just really happy and prancing about somewhere. But we're going to go ahead and show you the results for today. Okay, they're not showing us the results for today. We will see that in just a second.
Right there.
Oh, there it is, guys. All right, Taeng versus Kairan. Kairan does take it easily, 3-0. And I do say easily because he just made it seem like he knew exactly what he was doing all along. And 2 mirror matchups that we had. And here we can see the groups now. Basically, Lojum, we saw earlier, he definitely has made it to the semifinals. Now we're going to have Transit versus Kairan, and whoever wins that will join them over in the semifinals.
So who are you rooting for again? Transit versus Kairan?
That was yesterday's, wasn't it? Well, again, Transit, I think if he brings a much more aggressive deck, because that's his play style right now, he would be able to do better. I guess we're not going to be able to see that matchup because next week is going to be straight into Group B. Match 1 is Rumen versus Icarus, and then we have Dogok versus Tail.
Yeah, Rumen and Dogo, they are both the members from Team Sunbi, which is, again, the most prominent HearthStone team in the Korean scene currently. Icarus is from Team Overload, which is a team that has been doing quite well in the clan championship lately, whereas Tail is a complete newbie that I haven't seen.
All right, so is Tail kind of like the Kairan of Group B?
He is the underdog of Group B.
Interesting.
So we already have Susie's favorite right off the bat.
Well, again, it's just nice to cheer for someone who hasn't ever had fans or, is really new to the scene. I think that's a confidence booster, and it's just good to see new stars emerge from the sea of different players that we have, especially on ladder. All right, so that's going to be next week, guys. We have English broadcast for you. Quarterfinals started yesterday. It's going to be every Thursday and Friday, 7 p.m. KST, with me and HearthStone.
Yep.
And I know you guys are wondering why there are two girls on this screen, but this is the first time we have two women casters, and I think it's working out all right so far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. But thank you guys so much for watching today, and we will be back with you next Thursday, 7 o'clock, so we'll see you then.